temporary lava lakes. Eventually, these features will give way to permanent water bodies, marking the birth of a new ocean. The geological processes driving the East African Rift are interconnected in profound ways. Plate divergence sets the stage, but it's magma upwelling, seismic activity, and the resulting crustal deformation that turn this rift into an active zone of change. The rift serves as a powerful demonstration of the delicate interplay between tectonic forces and surface processes, creating both challenges and opportunities for the region's ecosystems and communities. Understanding the geological mechanics of the East African Rift helps us appreciate the sheer scale of change underway. But these natural forces aren't operating in isolation. Their effects ripple into the lives of the people who call the Rift region home, which leads us a Nubian plate apart. The progression unfolds in three distinct stages. First, we'll see it go from rift to valley. This stage begins with the formation of fault lines and fissures as tectonic plates diverge. Magma wells up through the thinning crust, creating volcanic activity and earthquakes that reshape the landscape. Over time, these processes widen and deepen the rift valley, forming elongated depressions bounded by steep cliffs. Then, there's the valley to the Gulf. As the rift deepens, parts of it may dip below sea level. Water from adjacent oceans or seas, like the Red Sea or Indian Ocean, begins to seep in, forming isolated gulfs or narrow waterways. This stage is exemplified by regions in the Afar Depression, which are already below sea level and demonstrate early signs of water intrusion. Eventually, we see it go from gulf to ocean basin. Over millions of years, continued dives the early stages of oceanic creation. While the process seems almost frozen on human timescales, scientists estimate that a fully formed ocean will emerge in roughly 5 to 10 million years. Current rifting rates, approximately 2 inches per year, drive this timeline, though geological disruptions could accelerate or delay the progression. Comparatively, the Atlantic Ocean took tens of millions of years to develop after Pangaea split apart. The East African Rift is following a similar blueprint. As the rift progresses into an ocean, the separation of the Somali plate from the African continent will create a striking geographical shift. A new island, comprising parts of Ethiopia, Somalia, and Djibouti, will form along the rift's eastern boundary. This landmass will be surrounded by the waters of the newly formed ocean, similar to how Madagascar split from Africa millions of years ago. While the rift's transformation into a new ocean is still in its infancy, the groundwork is being laid for a profound geological and environmental shift, and it's happened time and time again. Understanding the East African Rift's future requires looking to past geological events that mirror its development. These historical processes reveal the intricate link between tectonic activity and global change. Roughly 30 million years ago, the Arabian Plate began separating from the African Plate, creating a rift zone that would evolve into the Red Sea. Initially marked by volcanic activity and seismic events similar to those in East Africa, the rift gradually widened as magma upwelled, forming new oceanic crust. Today, the Red Sea exemplifies a mature rift transitioning into an ocean basin, mirroring the expected future of East Africa. But that's not the only one. But they weren't back when they were being formed. Their new versions are something we see now, and it's like they were always here. But that's not the case, nor did these just appear silently. Impact on ecosystems, biodiversity, and adaptation. Major geological transformations often lead to profound ecological consequences. When continents drift apart or rifts evolve into oceans, ecosystems are reshaped and biodiversity often flourishes. As land fragments, isolated ecosystems form, allowing species to evolve independently. This isolation spurs biodiversity, with examples like Madagascar's unique flora and fauna that emerged after its separation from mainland Africa. The influx of seawater into rift zones creates unique habitats. Over time, diverse marine ecosystems emerge, ranging from shallow systems. The formation of a new ocean in East Africa could mirror changes seen in previous epochs. About 2.8 million years ago, the rise of the Isthmus of Panama altered ocean currents, cutting off direct flow between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. This event significantly influenced global climate, creating conditions for ice ages in the Northern Hemisphere. As East Africa's new ocean develops, shifting sea and wind currents may alter the region's climate. Coastal zones will likely experience cooler, wetter climates, while inland regions could face aridification. Over time, these changes could reshape agricultural patterns and ecosystems. Geological history shows that processes like those underway in East Africa have reshaped the planet, driven biodiversity, and transformed climate systems. By studying events like the formation of the Red Sea and Atlantic, but also project the rift's long-term transformation. The rift's evolution has been meticulously tracked through cutting-edge satellite imaging and GPS technology. These tools enable real-time monitoring of ground deformation and tectonic shifts, offering unprecedented detail into the ongoing processes beneath East Africa. Satellite interferometry is a compares radar images over time to identify subtle ground movements. In the East African Rift, INSAR has detected areas of ground subsidence, uplift, and fissuring associated with magma movement and tectonic activity. Fixed GPS stations across East Africa measure tectonic plate divergence, detecting movements as small as a few millimeters. These measurements confirm the Somali and Nubian plates' steady separation at rates of up to 2 inches per year. Satellites have captured images of magma rising beneath the rift, contributing to surface deformation. Low-magnitude tremors often indicate magma movement, while larger quakes signal significant shifts in tectonic plates. Then there's depth profiling. By analyzing seismic waves, geologists can determine the depth of magma chambers and fault zones. This has revealed that volcanic systems within the rift are fed by magma intrusions extending several miles below the surface. These seismic insights not only help forecast eruptions, but also contribute to understanding the complex interplay between tectonic forces and volcanic activity. Advanced geological modeling, simulating the rift's future. Predicting the future landscape of the East African Rift relies on advanced geological models that incorporate real-time data, like dynamic simulations of rift expansion. Models simulate the continuous divergence of tectonic plates, predicting the eventual formation of a new ocean basin. This includes mapping the timeline for the rift. Innovations in remote sensing, AI-driven data analysis, and autonomous field instruments are expanding the scope of rift monitoring. AI algorithms can analyze seismic and satellite data faster and with greater accuracy, identifying patterns human observers might miss. Drones and rovers can be deployed in dangerous terrains to capture high-resolution images and collect ground samples, providing critical data from the rift's most inaccessible zones. As technology continues to evolve, so too will our ability to monitor and predict the East African Rift's changes. The integration of these tools has not only provided detailed insights into the rift's current state, but also set the stage for anticipating its future. With these technological advances, humanity is better equipped to understand what's coming and prepare for it. What can be done? The people living in the immediate vicinity of the East African Rift provide a constant source of heat. Indigenous communities have adapted by collecting the steam rising from these vents and condensing it into drinkable water. By harnessing these naturally occurring sources of geothermal heat, people create simple yet effective systems for water purification and collection. This practice allows the Afar people to survive in an otherwise arid environment, making use of resources that are often regarded as dangerous or unusable. Another remarkable survival technique involves the use of obsidian, a type of volcanic glass that is widely available in the region. The Afar people have a unique method for testing obsidian to ensure that it is not contaminated by harmful volcanic gases. Before using obsidian to craft tools and weapons, locals test the mineral against natural benchmarks to determine whether volcanic activity has altered its properties. This traditional practice ensures that the obsidian is both safe and effective for everyday use, industry that harnesses the power of the rift's underground heat. As geothermal power plants increase in number, they could provide clean, renewable energy not only to the local population, but also on a much larger scale, offering a model for sustainable energy production in other parts of the world. The extraction of minerals from the rift region also provides economic stability, especially in countries like Ethiopia and Kenya, which benefit from mineral exports. In addition, the fertile volcanic soils, which are ideal for agriculture, continue to attract farmers, both local and international, seeking to exploit the area's unique ecological advantages. As the East African Rift slowly transforms into an ocean, it is expected to dramatically reshape the environmental landscape, not only in East Africa, but also potentially influencing global ecosystems. The formation of a new ocean could alter atmospheric circulation patterns, leading to changes in rainfall and redistribution of heat and moisture, causing widespread changes in regional and global climates. This phenomenon would have profound impacts on the ecosystems surrounding the rift as new environmental niches emerge, creating opportunities for species to adapt, migrate, or even become extinct. But the Earth has done it before, and it can do it again. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.